Dear my ERITREAN brothers and sisters, and my friends, and today I got a new theme, which is about cannabis and drugs and pharmaceutical companies. Some days ago, I did post all about these Asian countries. Western Asian countries like Afghanistan. Afghanistan at one time was the biggest poppy cannabis exporter country in the whole world. So that's why you had all this Russia, America wars, all these Cold Wars. So they control all the trade. I think around 4 billion per year income. So they use all this cannabis, all these poppies to create all these pharmaceutical companies, drugs. Okay, so the other part is that cannabis being using for narcotics, like obviously for recreational entertainment, and people getting addicted, especially the African Americans, like all these Africans, they are the worst victims because number one, this cannabis is an aphrodisiac kind of drug, so they get addicted, and what it makes them think is just always about sex, months, So he just lived in the dream world, all these paradise, when you take the spliff and the cannabis, he gets stolen, my friend. So you got all these visions and hallucinations, all the skies, all this life somewhere in the sky. Okay, so that's what they call psychosis. It gives you all this delirium, all these horrible things in life, and that's why they use it for anesthesia. All these pharmaceutical companies. Literally, the majority of all these pills that makes your nervous system, your neural, everything is made up of this. So it's illegal in some countries. So there is one famous company called cannabis company called Canopy Growth. I think it's an American company. So the guy, one of the founders was called Lyndon Mead, the founder, one of the top executive owner of the thing. So a lot of ERITREANS in the UK and abroad are involved in all these drug and cannabis dealing problems, trade, my friend, Even the government, all these politicians, my friend, multi-billion people, they are afflicted by the addiction. It's a serious thing, my friend. All these policies, see them, they are involved, my friend. So they always create that as if there is this Second World War. Atomic bomb is going to be detonated, and there's some criminal detonating, so they create that artificial, illusion, fear into the people around there, So this is a serious thing. So when we say cannabis dealing, all this trade, cannabis, all these drug traffickers, we are talking about sex, my friend, aphrodisiac. Okay, so there are a lot of women involved, And when you talk drug trafficking, okay, prostitution, women trafficking is involved. So I'll put you the link for prostitution history in the UK, all this about in Thames River, the same thing that they have in Holland, okay? So all these prostitutes were, their clients were all these, all these priests, monks, friars, all these top people, religious leaders, my friend, obviously, they are human beings. They want women. Who hates woman, my friend? She's the most exotic creature, the most beautiful. That has God created woman, my friend. She's a heaven, she's a paradise. You don't blame them. But the problem is obviously, if you are a friar or a priest or a monk, that you don't have a woman, a wife, it is natural that your body will crave for a woman, because you don't have a woman, my friend. So that's the problem. I'm not just kind of saying anything bad about that, but this is how it was. So prostitution history in the UK So drug, all these police people, all these ambulance people, in London especially, nowadays, after the COVID, you see all these ambulance drivers. It's like London is a war zone. They don't do nothing. When they get closer to you, they stop it. The majority of them are African drivers, and obviously, being a driver, an ambulance, it doesn't get good money, my friend. The maximum money you get is just maybe probably £21,000. Even if you are a pop, what do you call that? Bobby, police officer, always patrolling the streets of London. I don't think that's a top job, So this is terrorism, my friend. So there's cannabis, okay, drug trafficking, prostitution, women linked it with that, all these things, my friend. That makes it a war zone, okay? So you got all these our politicians back home in Eritrea, Ethiopia, using all this drug trafficking, my friend. A lot of kids they trap them into that business, okay? This is serious problem. We as a community have to talk about it, So what they try to do is they try to emasculate and to take the sexuality of all the notable Eritrean males, okay? That's what they do in the West, That was what's happening in the slavery times. They always have to emasculate, the boys. So you got all these the safari girls, all these angry black women. They employ them to emasculate the man. So you lose this stuff, my friend. You urge, your sexual urge. That's what you made for, my friend. You are a man, okay? If a woman loves you, it's a perfectly normal to just enjoy it with her, my friend. If she wants a doggy style, if she wants a rat style, if she wants squirrel style, whatever she wants, my friend. It's a natural thing, It's not something that you get ashamed of. It means you are a man, my friend, okay? If you are going to go, raping every woman and harassing and violently try to assault her, that's another issue. That's not how it should be. But if the woman is interested, my friend, go ahead and just enjoy her. That's what a man should do. So that's what they do in the West, especially during the slavery and from all the ancient times, in the Pharaoh times. They try to make all the people eunuchs. Eunuchs means if you are getting closer to the princesses and all these royalty women, they try to emasculate them. They make them eunuchs so that they don't have a baby from the royal women. So that's what they do now, especially now, my friend. So they create that fear. They give you all these hormones. This stuff dies, my friend, and you become a eunuch. So that's all this ambulance, all these drivers, all these police. They try to create that fear, making an eunuch. There are different types of making eunuchs, different methods. One is they just cut their sexual organs so that they don't pass their seed and create babies. The other one is by chemical. The other one is by fear, psychologically. So the man, gets so much intimidated upon seeing the police officer and the ambulance home because they try to create that fear. So that gives sexual incompetence. That's what they do it so carefully, my friend. So you have to be extremely clever how you get around it, okay? That's done by purpose so that you lose your sexuality, you male, or your libido or your hormone urge, okay? Your natural gift, my friend. That's what you are endowed by God. Nobody has got power over it like that. So they try to make you sexual incompetence into a gay man, So that's what they do, my friend. You have to be extremely cautious. All these politicians in the UK, in Europe, in Africa, they do that, They try to create black sapphire in the house, always try to harass you, to create fear, intimidation, she try to create fear as if you're just nothing. You cannot use your stuff, my friend. You're just nothing, you little thing. You got even really small pin kind of thing, So that's what they call them. Black angry woman, black sapphire. So this thing is related with all this cannabis dealing, drug dealing. This multi-billion business in the world, okay? So the West, they use it Everyone, the Africans, a lot of Eritreans are involved in this drug dealing, cannabis dealing, my friend, that we should be aware of. Like, when they try to hug them, it's involved with all these politicians, famous people, all these Hollywood movie stars. They are always into this. all these billionaires, so they get, we especially Eritreans, we are a people who grow up with a lot of discipline, religion, faith, my friend. We don't have a lot of addiction with a drug, cannabis. We don't even know about drug, cannabis back in our country. I never know nothing about it. We used to hear a word called bango. All these people in Sudan, they use it, but it's not something we don't know it at all. We never heard of it. What we know is just only tobacco, maybe cigarette. So this addiction, it's a serious thing. The whole Western world, their mind operates on that, my friend. They always take sleeping tablets to go to sleep. All the depression, especially if capitalist country, people are seen as a commodity, just to run all the government machinery, industries, everything. So all these people get into depression, mental sickness, because they are an asset, my friend, a resource. You're not a human being. There's no emotion as well. You have to get all the jobs done, my friend. Okay, so that's why all these people are drug addicted. Majority of them, especially these key people, billionaires, millionaires, all these police officers, everything that you see them, they are tools. Okay, so we have to be extremely clever and very, very kind of very smart how we deal with it. All into the legal side of it, the policing, everything is interrelated. All they are movie stars, singers, all of them are into drugs, my friend. We Eritreans, we grew up with a lot of faith, religious values, self-discipline, my friend, so that you don't get womanizing, going messing every woman. We go through a lot of stringent religious values. That's discipline. What the Westerners, they see, they look down on it. They say that these are stupid people. They think there is God out there that bearded man. They always worship him, and he goes the needle in. Look at these African stupid people. They think there is God, but we are the one. We are God. We administer them from the land. They are stupid. So what they do is they just put all the needle and everything on. They go to their bed with a lot of sleeping tablets. 100 swallowing. so this cannabis thing is a serious thing. This is the Western world is afflicted by all this drug. Cannabis, sexual incompetence. Obviously, they are climate, the weather, and a lot of people, they don't want to have kids, my friend. They don't at all. So these cannabis things getting our women, because all our youth, they don't have a proper education. So what they do is they don't have the English mastery language. Well, if you are in Europe, maybe like France, French, or German skills, you don't have proper education. So the only our women can get in is into this cannabis wing. They don't know what's all about, or some of them, they know it, because they cannot get employment, my friend. So prostitution, our women are very beautiful, my friend. Beautiful, their hair and everything. All these Jamaican people, Caribbean people, Africa, the Nigerians, they know, they're very smart. They use them. I'm sorry, we have to talk this openly, my friend. Okay, it's not something like we just hide it under the rug, under the carpet. Okay, so they use our men because they don't have education. They don't know the country, they don't know how it operates. So this cannabis thing, okay, is all the tablets that they give them, all this multiple sclerosis, all these people with autism, with epilepsy, all these what do you call Parkinson disease. These are drugs made in pharmaceutical companies, by the pharmaceutical companies, with the right dosage of all the component ingredients, and they give them all this to this autism, because this is about neurological thing. It's all about your brain. So it's got mind game, okay, politics, power, using people for your laboratory as a rat, as a guinea pig, okay. So this is all about neurological brain disease, and it's got with your biological, the food that we eat, I did post about the wheat and its gluten, how it's affecting us, our whole pancreatic juice, our intestines, our digestive system, and it gets linked to our brain as well, our neurological problems. Okay, so the food we eat, all this gluten, wheat is like this ancient Roman stew coma, and like once you eat it, it's like a cement, when you use it as a brick and with sand everything, then you create a building with a brick, my friend, for big house. Okay, so this food wheat is gluten, all the biological components, glue, all these things in the flour. It's really deadly. So what we should have is tough, my friend, tough, gluten free, food of the kings, food of the royalty, my friend, that God gave us for Eritreans, Ethiopians, free, brown tough, white tough, no gluten free. Your belly is not belged and what do they call it? It doesn't give you all these problems, like your digestion system is pure, your metabolism system is pure, your body is light, so you don't have that bloated belly, like always sometimes, it makes your bum go upside down, my friend. Because it causes all your digestion system, your intestines, your hepatobiliary, what do you call it, the liver disease, the kidney, and it gets into your brain. Okay, so what they do is they give you your cannabis made drugs, my friend, all these sleeping tablets, so it's all interlinked. Okay, something like that. You see a lot of this cannabis thing, it comes with a lot of things, with the vapor and the smoke, with the liquid, with tablets, with the drugs, everything. Sometimes when you are into the sports, it comes with the juice as well. It gives this, it's got this energy boosting thing. So this is serious thing. This is multi-billion business, like all industries involved. I give you that example called Canopy Growers. This is a multi-billion company based in America. It's a legal form. So it's got branches all in Germany, Scandinavian countries like Sweden, Holland, UK, everywhere in Africa, Brazil, South Africa. So I did had some kind of problems with my family and with my ex, obviously. I think I should be calling her ex. So because she was giving me a lot of problems. They took her to somewhere in Woolwich, Greenwich. That area is deprived, poverty, all drugs, the worst crime area. Google, or maybe just check in Wikipedia. That's the worst social deprived area. It's really horrible. It's a ghetto. I hate that area. So my kids were going to this school called Linton Mid School, all of them. So this Linton Mid is a guy, an American guy, founder, okay, one of chief executives of this cannabis making company, multi-billion company called Canopy Growth. So you go all this, like when I was going there to see my kids with a bicycle, I see all these Nigerians, all these Caribbean, some of the Eritreans I knew. They used to take a lot of chat, just got something they take in Dirida and Haro in Africa and Ethiopia. They will always smoke all their cigarettes, all this chat, whiskey after whiskey. These are Eritreans, okay? So they used to follow me there, obviously. I was saying, hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? Initially, I didn't know. The more I did research, my friend, this is a cannabis drug dealing network. Serious thing. So this Linton Mid School, the guy, the owner of this Canopy Growth is called Linton Mid. So the same school, so it's a namesake. So, so you see it everywhere. So Black Sapphire means that woman, she always terrorizes you, scare, violence, everything. The police are waiting, they're listening, Okay, so they employ them. They give them good incentives. Hey, baby, you're really sweet, If you get this, you man, emasculated, we're gonna give you everything you want. So this is how, my friend, this is how they trap them, how they employ them as their operatives, okay? So you got all this prostitution in the UK history, everything, because this woman, they just want quick money, my friend, quick money, richness, fame, big name. They don't give a toss about something else, okay? So this drug, cannabis, dealing, pharmaceutical companies, autism, all this like all these crocodile tears trying to make people like, oh my son, my this, all this about autism, my friend. The women are involved in the trade in this cannabis business, so something that we should be extremely wary. This is involved with gang culture, shooting, murder, my friend, and all the police are involved. All the ambulance, all these boys, you see them on the roads. They wait for you everywhere because they're involved. Because I just want you to let you know so that you are wary, my friend. Okay, so this is kind of things they try to take all your self-confidence, your power, your sexuality, my friend. They try to emasculate you, because it's business, drug business, my friend. Cannabis, this is the kind of thing that they used to do in the slavery times in America, the newfound world in Brazil. They used to use horses that time, follow all the sugar plantation slaves, tobacco slaves, they hunt them like crazy. They take all their sexuality, So this is the same thing that they do. Is something that we should be aware and be smart. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I don't want to say a lot. I will put all the link on my social media, on my Facebook, on YouTube, so that you have all your detailed information. Who's who, who's doing what it is, what company it is, what are they doing with it, why ingredient there is, pharmaceutical companies, everything as a whole package, so that you just have all the information right on your face and you see it. Okay, see you guys, bye. You have a lovely time, lovely weather,